If your snare is sounding thin, no matter what you do with EQ or compression, the real issue might have nothing to do with plugins. In this clip from our transient shaping workshop, Gabe is going to show you how polarity problems between snare mics, combined with small time alignment issues, can hollow out your drum sound before you've even touched an EQ. The full workshop goes through the whole drum kit and also includes transient shaping tips for bass and guitar. It's available today for Audio University members, and there's a link in the description below this video if you want to join. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed this clip.
Now let's check out what's happening in the snare for phase relationships. Here, we've got the snare up and the snare down. I'm going to zoom in on here. I'm expecting that we're going to see something similar here. Aha! So here we have a polarity issue. You'll notice that here the top and the bottom mic are happening at the same time, but the powers are opposite. That's an inversion issue. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and just use the invert plugin to make it so that that waveform now points straight up. And then if I want to create some time alignment stuff, I can. Now I'll bypass that or undo it, right? And then we'll listen to the snare without the polarity inversion, and then we'll hear it with the polarity inversion. You can hear the difference. Okay, now with the polarity inversion, you'll notice there's a lot more information there. And especially in the transient. It still feels thin, very thin, in fact. But now we'll see that we're getting more of the signal in polarity with itself. It's looking more consistent. The one thing I don't like about it, though, is that starts with a negative compression, but that's such a small thing. This big peak should be positive, and it is. Now, the other thing I want to look at is, remember we had lined up the kick drums with each other. Here's the kick drum as it's bleeding through the snare mics. And here also, I would very much like to make sure that the snares are happening at the same time as the kick. Or maybe the kicks are happening at the same time as the snares, maybe is the better way to put it. So let's go ahead and move the kick drum mics just so that they're time aligned with the stuff in the snares. This is such a small amount of time. We're not going to really hear that as like I'm messing with the performance kind of thing, but it is going to put them in line with each other in terms of polarity, so that when I put them together, they'll sound better. So now I'm going to undo that. Wait a second. Yep. If I add the kick, that's without them being time aligned. And here's with them being time aligned. A lot more of that transient's preserved, even through the bleed. Okay, in the snare sound, let's go back to just listening to the snare. I'm going to start with the snare top. I'm going to go ahead and use my drum leveler again to get that kick drum sound out, now that I've lined them up. Not a huge fan of this sound. Let's make sure the snare top, if we look at it, the transient energy is pretty strong here in that snare. So let's try to emphasize that. Now, is that happening at a specific frequency? No. This energy is happening in all frequencies. Same with the kick drum. Transients contain all frequencies in the instrument, and it's just such a fast blip of time, you can't hear them necessarily, but we can be aware of the blend of the lows to highs in the amount of power we perceive in the track. So let me show you what I mean. Here, we'll take... If I boost the low ends, you'll notice that the impact of the sound gets stronger in the lows. And if I bypass this, you can hear how the impact is pretty much missing, right? And I can also hear a little bit of the kick bleeding through. This is a little bit better. Okay, now that's just the top. So if I take these out, you can feel how flat that feels. To where here I'm pushing that low frequency energy back into the snare drum. Now let's add the snare bottom. And for this one, I have a similar issue with the bleed. Just want to de-emphasize some of what's bleeding through. I'm going to keep the recovery time a little later for this. That's better. Now here again, you don't hear a whole lot of low frequency energy. As I sneak that in there, we hear the drum thicken up. Now if we bounce that against the kick, notice that the energy, the low energy in the transient of the snare matches the low energy transient information in the kick. If I bypass these, they sound like two different instruments. The kick has all the low end, the snare drum has none of it. Now it starts to have that. So that's one way we start to look at transient, right? And try to think about transients from a kick snare perspective.
To get access to the full transient shaping workshop, use the link in the description below to become an Audio University member. In the next video that's on your screen now, I'll share with you another tip for phase aligning your drums for maximum clarity. I'll see you there.